ago. So the UN Guiding Principles of Business and Human Rights are a collection of standards. They are an opportunity to guide states and the business sector in understanding how they can actually positively impact on people's lives. They, of course, also offer them an opportunity to look at how to manage the potential negative impact that they have on people's lives. So they guide the states and they guide business, they guide companies. And it's interesting how in some part of Asia, especially Southeast Asia, companies first, but now increasingly more so states have realized that the guiding principles offer an opportunity to do the right thing while also doing the smart thing. They manage risks, they manage reputational risks, and at the same time, of course, they take care of the well-being of the citizens, which is the duty of the states and is also the responsibility of the companies to do that. These standards, of course, look at different sub-themes and look at the entire array, actually, of the international human rights law, so they can be applied to specific sectors. In what we are discussing today, they can be applied to women's rights, to gender rights. So I believe that the process of, for example, drafting national action plans of business and human rights offers an opportunity for states, in this case, to use a gender lens and to look in a strategic way how to address the specific problems that women have. Some states have already used the gender lens. Some that are approaching the process of drafting action plans are increasingly interested in learning how to use the gender lens, on how to develop specific actions that will ultimately support women's rights. This is what we as UNDP, aligning with the priorities of the Working Group of Business and Human Rights, gender being the one for 2018 and 2019, are given increased focus on. So we advocate for national action plans that specifically look at women's rights, national action plans where from the outset, at the level of the commitment that the government undertakes, gender issues are singled out as a priority, and we advocate for NAPs that look at all the specific subjects that relate to women. So not only gender equality, but sexual harassment in the workplace, access for women to decision-making position, women migrant workers, vulnerabilities of women migrant workers, and violence that they are more vulnerable to, access to justice, specific barriers to access to justice for women that need to be removed, so specifically also on the remedy part. It's a great opportunity that NAPs offer, and we encourage states to seize that opportunity. We encourage all those that are involved in such a process to be using the gender lens, and certainly we as an actor of technical support to governments in this process will make sure that this focus exists throughout the process of developing baseline assessment, drafting on NAPs, and implementation of NAPs.